All right, we're ready for our pull-push routines involving the cable unit. So we're going to see single arm variations of pulling and pushing, and they will be in athletic positions on our feet. And we are going to start with a low row. So the low row in a quarter squat hinge position. So let me just review the quarter squat hinge. So we're going to chop our hips, trunk inclines a little forward, right? Lumbar spine is neutral, all right? You get your butt out, not under, okay? So maintain that. Now as I perform the pull pattern with this position, my chest is up, my arm starts long. I'm going to use this hand in a punch position. We're going to pull and drive that blade into the spine, right? And back home. Pull, punch out, reciprocate with that other arm, eyes up. So turn from the side here, okay? Right, and there's a good look from behind. So it's that nice L position. You don't want to pull up here, all right? You don't want to pull down here, all right? So right in this groove. So here we go. Quarter squat with a stacked touch. So when we do this training, we believe in stacked touching, which helps us to develop more of a powerful first initiation of pulling, all right? So here we go. Stack is touching. We drop from a nice full length position, but the chest remains up. T-spine extended, all right? Other hand punch position. So again, the tempo is quite a bit higher, the speed. So it's like bang, 1 second or less as far as our explosive pull. Decelerate under control. Let the stack touch lightly. Maintain posture. Those are the big things. Maintain your base. Okay, you may see a little bit of small motion here, which is fine. But again, we don't want to destabilize, have our feet leave the ground, right? As far as especially the foot on the side that we're pulling to. So anchor down, right? Create the stability here. Great foundation for an awesome pulling exercise. All right, the partner for the low row is a chest press. So we're going to perform this in a split stance, and we're also going to use that stack touch technique that I talked about. So when I walk out from this position, here we have a little nice pre-stretch on my pec, my shoulder blade is driven in my spine, and I'm up nice and tall. I'll set my feet from that position. So here I'm going to protect my face like in boxing. I'm going to be on the ball of my back foot. All right, we need to really focus on keeping a really strong, tight trunk here. This is a quarter lunge position out of our front hip. So again, I chop a little bit, maintain a little inclination forward of my trunk. All right, so I'm here, sniff some air. Control it back in, soft touch. Big time abdominal oblique work here, okay? So again, perfect position is very important. That again, that little pre-stretch, not a big one. Your knuckles are facing forward here. And again, I'm using a first 1/3 drive out. Boom, pronate and connect my body as far as this position. So coming at you from here, it's going to be, that's it, without weight. All right, our next progression for the pull-push cable exercises, we're going to do a high row versus a low row. All right, so the low row, we attach this handle around waist height. Okay, high row, we're going to keep it at the same exact level, yet our pull is not going to be here in a sawing motion. It's going to basically have a nice diagonal ride upwards into this position. So I freeze frame that, turn to you. Right, this is about 80 degrees of abduction, so slightly below shoulder height. Arm drives in, the elbow drives back, and the shoulder blade drives into the spine. Chest up. So here we go, same quarter squat position. Right, so we're here. Usually you're going to line up, cheat this a little bit, and line it up just outside your hip. All right, palm down on this one. All right, notice on the low row we had the sawing action where the palm was facing midline. So here, quarter squat, chop the hips, butt back, stay there. You don't want to see this at any point. You got to remain stable. Okay, so we're here, nice punch position. Sniff some air. Now watch. Here we go. We promote a little bit of a glance to our left towards our forearm as we pull, which feeds rotation of our thoracic spine. So, stack touches again. Arms lengthen, but chest is up. Okay, watch the eyes. Okay, so I'm going to face you one more time on that. So we're here. And position. Right, notice how we stay chopped and stable. All right, the counterpart for the one-arm cable high row will be a chest press where we're going to remain in pronation for this one throughout. So the previous version, we were in the split stance for the low row counterpart. Low row was there. And our chest press was a boxer's punch action here. The cable height is about level with your lower chest when you're in a standing position. Okay, so that's where we want to be for both of the pushing exercises. All right, so the last version that we performed was a split stance. Now, here's how it changes. We're going to take this foot here, we're going to turn it now, and point the foot in this direction, okay? So it's not back, our hip is externally rotated. So now, a fencer stance, as we say, the front foot's about 45 degrees, okay? We're going to chop our hips. We're going to walk out so that cable gets a nice little pre-stretch in our pecs. Our knuckles face forward. There's protecting our face like in boxing, okay? And from this position, we're going to use a quick hip rotation, and then we have to decelerate under control. You may need to adjust a little bit your feet after each rep. So get set again. Feel that nice powerful position, chest up, blade into your spine. So notice the quick hip, much like throwing, right? Much like throwing. Lead with your hip. Bang, here. So we're going to go quick hip. Don't grab the ground and hang on to tension and end up back here. All right? So facing you one more time. This would be the setup. So again, there's 45. Drop down, chopping hips. Weight load a little bit more on my back side here. Right? Like a 60-40. So here. In, a little adjustment if needed. Okay, stay attached. Don't get up here, right? Stay attached to your body. Keep that chest up. Brace. Okay, this will translate to throwing and striking patterns very, very well. So, again, pay attention to detail. Slow these patterns down. Learn them with lighter loads first, where you can just work on the rhythm of the motion and then work up into, again, your loads that are going to challenge you somewhere between 8 and 10 repetitions. Usually all of our cable exercises, we perform a little bit of a higher rep scheme because of the speed involved. So again, we talked about dumbbells and body weight exercises. We work a little bit lower. We like, that 4 to 6 range, and 8 is a max. Here again, 8 to 10 with our cable driven unit.